Let me welcome M.Yassir Zenagui, Morocco Minister of Tourism, in today's interview. Welcome.
What's happening in the region, the geopolitical situation today will obviously have an impact on the tourism sector in Morocco. How the impact is going to be, this is the question mark. We do not believe that the impact will be massive, it will be there, but we are fortunate this year because we are starting on a very high dynamic on the tourism sector. Things were happening very well just before the event started in some countries in the region. We finished last year with 11-12% progression, which is very high, knowing that the tourism worldwide hasn't exceeded 6% growth. And started 2011 with very high numbers. In January, we had 19% progression on the international tourists. Then we had the event in Egypt. The progression was 17% for international tourists in February. March and April will be more difficult because here we're going to start seeing the impacts, and especially what's happening in Libya today. So the impact is there, but we are lucky it came at the moment where the progression was very strong. So we believe we will still have a progression this year, but it's going to be less important than the way it started. What happened in some countries in the region is problems of young people not feeling very involved in politics and being part of what's happening in the country. I think Morocco and our king has seen that many years ago, and the proof is me, for example. I mean, you have a concrete example in front of you. I'm a Minister of Tourism, and I have a colleague who is my age, who is Minister of Youth and Sport, and another colleague who is almost our age, who is a Minister of Transport and Infrastructure. So, and we have the chance to have a very young, open-minded and dynamic king. This is obviously creating a very strong dynamic in the country. It's not enough. We can see today that we need more youth in the political system. We need more youth in the economic system as well. And we've been starting many years ago. We're continuing to work on it to have a younger and much younger country for the future. When you have an interest when you have a good product, it's not very difficult to sell it to investors. We have two things here. We have Morocco as a tourism destination with a very high potential. Location, diversity of the nature, completely different products, while it's less than 2 hours or 2 hours from the main European capitals. The World Travel Organization is expecting 1.6 billion in 2020. 48% of the world travel markets is in Europe. So which means in 2020 we will have 750 million people willing to travel less than an hour or 2 hours from Morocco. So today our market share is about 1.5%. Or 2%. So if we, without being very ambitious, if we target in 3% of the 750 million, it will put us at some very high numbers only from West Europe. To that we have the American markets, we have East Europe, we have Asia with China, we have the Arab markets, the African one, which is growing today. The ball is on our hands. We need to just create or strengthen our products to have something big happening here in terms of investments. I think the product is very diversified, and I was saying today you can spend the morning in Marrakesh swimming in your pool in your Riyadh within the palm trees, and 45 minutes away from there you could go skiing. Very small ski station, but it's still there. You're skiing in Africa. Then you could take your 4x4 and 2-3 hours away you find yourself in the dunes. Then in 3-4 hours you are on the Mediterranean sailing. So diversity is there. Diversity is also in the culture. This is a country which has a Greek history, Roman history. Hercules, the famous Ante and Hercules fights happened in Lixus in Morocco. You have the Greeks, Tangier, which was called Tingis, was the capital of the Roman Empire. Then the Arab-Muslim history. So again, that's left the country with so many rich things, so many different things to see, a very rich heritage to visit. So I believe there is a strong diversity now. Our weakness is first the bed capacity. We need to build more resorts, we need to build more hotels, and not only a resort, because building resorts and hotels is not enough to build a strong tourism destinations. We need to build leisure parks, entertainment needs to be there, culture with museums, places to visit, and that's what will make the destination stronger, is entertainment, leisure, and offering the tourists another alternative than only the beach or visiting monuments or the countryside.